Good morning, guys. Monday, November 3rd, the start of the Grand Cup with Tradeify. Let me just go ahead and pull things up here. And just to let you guys know right away, I did make some trades in the overnight hours. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go ahead and pull these up. So if you can see here, I took a long right off the open. I had a feeling just based on the weekend news that the sentiment was strong, and you can see there was some scalping going on more so than just trying to ride a long or a short. At the end of the day, with prop trading, you only have so much drawdown, and you need to be careful just trying to kind of set it and forget it because you don't want to get chopped up and just kind of have your trailing drawdown or your end of day drawdown eat against you. And I'm not exactly sure. I'm just going to look here at my drawdown. Okay, it does look like it's end of day drawdown, so that's good. That'd be one question. So if anybody else is competing in the Grand Cup, drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know how you're doing. There's a lot of people that took off and basically probably just took the max longs of two contracts and wrote it out, or they're playing gold. But at the end of the day, these first 2 weeks, I think you're going to see a lot of blow ups because you can rebuy like 3 times. So a lot of people are just going to go long or go short. For me, my bias today, again with this gap up, I'm watching Amazon is the key. They released news this morning that they are going to be supplying OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, with more chips and server space. So Microsoft went down on the news, and Amazon shot up on the news, and the market shot up on the news, and that's really what you see this pop here before the top of the hour. So with that in mind, historically we have been going long and getting long in the overnight session only to just bleed it away during the day session of New York session. So what I think we should be focused on is there any signals that we want to be getting short and we want to be able to just get this, do we want to kind of short this, fade this, climb higher? So I'm going to be watching Amazon very closely because if I see weakness in the Amazon, because that was news driven pop, if people want to sell the news, that's fine, and we want to be on the short side. So I'm going to be trading the Gold Cup live with you guys. My goal is to risk kind of like 500 to make 500 is really what I'm looking at. I might let a runner run if we do get the pullback that we've been seeing during these hours, and we'll just kind of go from there. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. And it does look like we are kind of just going to grind back up towards all-time highs. We have another CPI print this month, and then FOMC next month, and that'll kind of dictate what I think is gonna be the deciding factor on if we actually have a sell-off this year or we just hold off and rally into January and then likely get a sell-off in February. February historically is a weak month across the board for the entire U.S. economy. I don't know if you guys know this, but in the consumer space, consumers are going to start spending their large sums of money for the holidays. And what happens is there's usually kind of a January continuation where people will start to do balance transfers and try to maintain that debt. And then February things kind of clamp down ahead of kind of the March rally that you see with the younger generations doing spring break, and a lot of people travel. And March is a very travel heavy month, and so the spending will kind of go up in the economy. But usually I see weakness in February, and March can also provide that weakness, but we will see some sort of weakness early next year. Could be the same timing as last year, or this year I should say, when we had the tariff news that sent the market in a tizzy down. But again, we want to know the difference between news driven moves and economic driven moves. So if the economy is showing signs of weakening, And those sorts of things, those can have more of a longer lasting effect. So again, I'm watching Amazon. It's holding 256 right now. And then I will show you guys another chart that I'm using. This is a 1 minute chart. Big fan of this chart. This is a very proprietary information. And I have some color coding based on the average true range of the candles. If they're oversized and they're up candles or green candles, those would be colored blue. And if they're oversized down candles, red candles, they will be turned white. And that just kind of helps me navigate what's going on. But we still have a huge gap up from yesterday, from Friday, and we want to make sure that we monitor that because there's a good tendency for gaps to fill. And so, I would say off the open, we could get kind of a fake out higher, but there should be some corrective state as the market, really never even touched the gap. If we look at this, we climbed higher. We opened around 26,012, went up about 100 points in the NQs, gave it all back, but didn't ever close this gap. And now if we looked at regular trading hours, all of this move would be another gap higher. So we want to monitor that for a move lower. So we'll continue to do that. In all transparency, I am a little bit under the weather, so bear with me. Caught whatever my kids had. And so I'm just trying to fight through it today. I do have other funded accounts that I trade. I will be trading those kind of off stream and not really sharing them with you as I get back into being comfortable sharing all my trades with you guys and not wanting to influence any of my levels. And so what I want to set my goal again is bigger moves within the gold cup or the grand cup, and not really sweat whatever it is that comes my way. So I usually like to avoid the beginning of the market open, but this is there's no money yet in this, so there's no reason not to try to capture something. So we'll try to be swift, scalp the open a bit. Initial move could be higher is what I would guess, and then it should start to fade a little bit. And if we look at the last few days of the market, we climb all night and then we give it all back during the day and we don't go anywhere. And so, if we look at it that way, I would expect more of the same until it changes and tells us otherwise. So this is quite a move, though, regardless. You have over a 200-point move again in the overnight session. So if you guys caught that, congratulations. And if you're in the Grand Cup and you caught it, try not to blow up because right now I think a lot of people are chasing and they forget that it's just the top 200 that advance. And so you don't need to be number one. You don't need to be number 100. You just need to be in the top 200. So I'm going to be looking for base hits. I'm going to be realistic and assume some of these people are going to be getting reset today, as everyone's kind of trying to make the leaderboards when we've got 2 weeks to determine who's going to be on the leaderboard, and I'm not really worried about being on it today or tomorrow. I want to be on it at the end of next week. So we'll see what we can do, and we'll go from there. We've got about 5 minutes to the open, and I appreciate you guys being here. So let's see what happens. I'm going to jump over to that other screen, show you that one more time here. Okay, looks like everything's going well. Just wanted to check the connection quality, so we are all set there. I'm going to keep it on my live feed for you guys, so you can see the trade entries, and if we need to zoom in, we can. Just a lot of movement right now. So about 5 minutes to the open. Again, the news today is Amazon is doing a big deal with OpenAI, which is not anything new, but we want to continue to watch Amazon is it'll be kind of a leading indicator for me, and see if it can do anything as far as holding those new higher levels above the 250, or does it want to give it all back? We'll just continue to monitor. Other than that, it's a new month, so I will be kind of addressing some other things that I have. Usually I've got some reports where are based on kind of the weighting of the S&P 500. So, and since those change, I need to update my data as well. And it's good to kind of know where the movement is here. So let's go ahead and get that going. We've got 3 minutes to the open. All right, so big move up in technology to 36.1% of the S&P 500. Financials came down a bit from 13.5 to 12.9%. Consumer discretionaries maintained at 10.5%. Communications maintained at 10.1%. Healthcare looks like it went up from 8.9 to 9, so it usually does that kind of move. Industrials, 8.3 down to 8.1. Consumer staples 4.9 down to 4.7. Energy is at 2.8. I believe it was pretty close. It was 2.9 down to 2.8. Utilities 2.4 down to 2.3, because we got to make room for the information, the technology sector to have taken all the weight. Same with real estate, down from 1.9 to 1.8. And finally, materials, which is always the lowest, from 1.8 to 1.7. Okay, I've got to do that one more time. That stayed the same. That stayed the same. 9.0, 8.1, 4.7, 2.8, 2.3, 1.8, 1.7. There we go. Okay, so that's taken care of. Got about a minute and a half to the open. Again, watching Amazon very closely. If Amazon starts to take off at the open, I'm going to be getting long. And if Amazon starts to sell off, that'll be my indicator to get short. I always like to have one stock in the Magnificent Seven, or include Nvidia and some of the bigger names, Google, Netflix, Meta, Apple, Microsoft. One of those stocks will kind of be my stock that I watch in addition to my other data. I trade with market internals, if you guys don't know. So that would be the volume, the tick, the advanced decline lines. And then I have some other proprietary charts that I've developed over the years to help guide me in what direction I should be taking this. And so for me, I'm primarily a scalp trader looking for 10, 20 points, maybe only 5 points, depending on if it's a slower market. But with the Grand Cup, my goal will be to add probably another 50 points today would be a goal. So about $1,000 trading one NQ. Will I size down? Sure. I could reset. I don't want to. I don't plan to. But the market appears to be strong, and that makes me a little nervous because, again, historically we sell off in the New York session. So I need to be ready for the sell-off. So I'm just going to kind of get things set up here, guys. Make sure I'm ready to kind of execute. And here's that climb higher. Not very strong. It should take out this high, so let's just it should take out this high, so I'm going to go ahead and get
order filled.
We should take out at least this high. It's just too close not to. See if we get any strength or weakness. Just going for a quick 5 points here. It's fighting it. So market clearly not strong.
Order filled.
Nice 5 points, $100 more in the cup. And there we go. We took out that overnight high. That was kind of what I should have been targeting. Well, we'll see if we want to keep going a bit. I've got some higher levels here. So we want to kind of monitor that. But again, I'm leaning that there's some sort of weakness here today. Not like great news overnight. So we just want to kind of continue to monitor this. Just looking at some levels here, and we have both the news level and the FOMC level from the report. So I'm just monitoring that. We're back in range from where we were when the FOMC statement came out. And so we want to see, is that going to provide more resistance like it has historically, or is it going to provide any kind of opportunity to just climb through those levels and take off towards all-time highs? So I can kind of show you guys that. Show you what I'm looking at there. So those yellow lines you're seeing, this is the quadrant. So you have the bottom end of that print all the way up to the high, mid-level right there, lower quadrant, middle, upper quadrant, top. So let's see if it can get through this. It does look like it wants to go. So we might be taking another long in the challenge. But it's very choppy up here. It's the big open in the market, so I don't really want to get too invested. It's Monday morning. A lot of people will be chasing. They haven't traded all weekend, and if they did trade yesterday, they're a little aggressive like me. But for the Grand Cup, I figured I'd take what I can be a little bit more aggressive. And we'll just see from there. So it's you can see right here, we're up $975 on the Grand Cup so far. Really no follow through, but Amazon is strong. So I do expect a little bit more upside here. Let's see what the market wants to give us. Still, the market hasn't even been open 5 minutes, so if you've caught yourself taking multiple trades already, just be cautious. You don't want to start your week off bad on Mondays. You want to kind of make the bulk of your trades Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When you have a little bit better idea of the overall direction for the week. And especially first thing Monday morning, the key is to resist and wait for your proper setups. So now we're back down to the open, past the open. As I stated, we should have a little bit of a fake move higher. So let's see if we can start to get some selling in here. But I'm seeing Amazon strong, so I'm not necessarily gung-ho. I mean, you got weakness in Apple, Microsoft completely reversed that downward swing and now is towards the high of the day. Tesla climbing back up. So I'm just going to watch this. I'm not really feeling like where this selling is all that real. Let's see if we can get kind of a bounce right around the 200s here. Let's see what happens right in this area. Or do we want to just start giving it all up? We're kind of in between a gap from Thursday and the overnight, new day opening gap. I don't really use any ICT concepts for my setups, but I am aware of some of the ITC concepts. So I guess I'm well versed in ICT. I could explain any of the concepts to you, but I don't trade his concepts or the concepts that he stole from other people and acted like they're his. But he definitely has some stuff that I found valuable. If anybody's, going through his mentorships, I think more information always helps. And the key to trading is keep it simple. Don't try to force like 17 different confluences and divergences. The weakness continues, so let's go ahead and get ready to take a short here. We might be towards the end of the short opportunity. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and take a short here.
Order filled.
Got some nice rejection off that level. All right, let's try to ride this short. Let's try to get 10 points. Just about 10 points. Come on. The 80s. A little confluence, a little heavy in the 80s. Heavy at the 80s. I think we want to go back up to the 200s and take it before dropping. We could. Let's just take off.
Order filled.
So nice little another 5-pointer. Up a couple hundred. We're getting that flush. Need to be a little bit more confident here. This is just a Grand Cup. But as I clearly stated before the market opened, that what we've been doing so far the last few days is ripping overnight and then giving it all back. And so we don't really move anywhere. So broke 1,000 now, which is good. That's good. I'd like to probably do another 1,000. We'll see what's happening. So we'll continue to watch this. All right, some of those targets I had lower are taken out. Got to be more confident just sitting with that trade. And so, as I stated, clearly, if we look at this other chart that I showed you guys, clearly the levels that were the FOMC, these yellow lines, that was perfect resistance. We never closed above the lower quadrant, and then we started our sell-off. So as I said, we'd rip a little higher, and then we should start to sell off. So I need to potentially just realign myself with getting short here and trying to ride this short. Now we're getting into some area of consolidation from the overnight, so let's kind of see what it wants to do here. Ticks are weak. We haven't had a positive tick reading. We had one slight positive tick reading in ES. All right. Still just continuing to sell off. Getting a nice little bounce here, but I don't really see anything potentially strong about it. I think it is a short opportunity here. Trying to get some upward mobility here.
Order filled.
Nice little pop.
Order filled.
There we go. Another 5-point scalp. Risked about 10 on that. In full transparency, I'm trading a funded account in tandem with it. So if we go to this 100K, I haven't traded exactly on it, but you can see I'm up 550 on the funded account. My first trade was with just the Grand Cup, but you know, I don't know. I think having a little skin in the game is not a terrible idea. So we're getting some sort of glitchiness here. This is a 1,000 tick chart, by the way, if it doesn't look like what you guys are looking at. That's why. So your chart is missing a complete red down bar for some reason. It's kind of noticing some of the strength here, but let's see if this just, if you look on the 1 minute candles, you'll see in a lot of wicking. So that can be an indication that there's a buyer stepping in at that level. We'll just continue to watch here. I'm going to trade till about 9 a.m. and then I'm going to be done with the Grand Cup and then transition to trading my other funded accounts. I don't know how seriously I'm going to do it. If I'm going to try to focus Grand Cup, I just want to kind of see how my Monday plays out. But we'll just go from there. And here's that weakness coming back. Let's see if we get more wicking at this level. Ticks are improving. We have positive ticks now in both. Advanced decline line, still not looking good, but I'm not seeing the heavy selling necessarily. Usually it's like statistically 80% of the time you'll fill a gap, an overnight gap within the first 30 minutes. So we still have some time to do that. We've got about 11 minutes. And so we want to continue to be cautious. I can tell you right now, Amazon is holding. You know, Tesla's taking off. Wow, Tesla is really taking off. You know, Tesla's back towards its kind of earnings high before it sold off for a couple days. Now it's just kind of hockey sticking higher. Microsoft showing strength. The only weakness here, I'm seeing some in Netflix. Netflix reported that they're going to do another split. And so usually you'll see a run up into the split. Right now it's just kind of holding that where it first initially popped. But, you know, that's a stock over $1,000, so you have to just kind of be aware. Okay, see, this is that short. I don't have a ton of more downside. I've got one little downside. Let's see these pre-market. Okay, these are all gone anyways. So there's obviously 100 plus points to the downside still available. And will continue to slide. So if I had been a little bit more inept, I should be just considering trying to catch a short here. And the key to catching a short is not to take it when it's at its low, right? You want to try to get some retracement. So if you look back in my other trade, that would have been a great trade at the 160s to just try to hold. And so I think I will take a trade just on the Grand Cup and try to ride this puppy down. Let's see what we do here for the next couple minutes. right. Here's that bounce. Now let's see if we get strength or if this is another good short. If you look, this is what I was talking about, guys. If you look left whenever you're trading and you see areas of consolidation, I'll try to just do a little hodgepodge drawing here. And you have these levels of consolidation. You can kind of go like that. What do you get on the other end of it? Similar consolidation. And so that's where it's like, you wonder, why am I getting chopped up? Or, why am I short but I'm losing money and the market overall trying to short? Well, you've got to be cognizant of areas where there's clearly two-way price action. So this is clearly some level where you're having buyers step in earlier, and now we're trying to have sellers step in. So we don't really want to trade in these consolidated areas. You want to trade in more of these moves. Now, we're moving into another big consolidated area. It doesn't look as similar to this, but, this is one big block. Really kind of tapered selling, and then we bought it all back. So realistically, like, if you're in this area, you either want to hold all the way through the area or you want to be very quick with your scalping. But what you want to do is be cognizant that there is going to be chop. Okay? So we could get a chop move back above this high. Now I'm seeing some selling a little bit here, kind of a bull flag forming in the 15-minute chart on Amazon. So let's just continue to watch that. And let's just continue to kind of be cognizant that it's still not even 30 minutes into the trading session this morning. But what I see right now, I don't see really any strength. We want to just continue to watch this. We had a nice move up in the ticks, but right now advanced decline lines are negative. Most of the sectors are extremely negative from the open, and so there's not really any indication right now that you're going to get a bounce. So if you're looking for something to the upside, it needs to be very short, very sweet. I personally wouldn't touch anything to the upside just yet. You are creating a little bit higher low in the advanced decline lines on NQ, which is kind of promising. A little bit of a divergence. So let's just see. We are seeing a little bit of a trending higher in ticks. So the short might be running out. Market just might be higher. So we want to just continue to watch and see. Excuse me, sorry, I'm in case of the Mondays myself here. Get the real juice here. Nectar of the gods. But yeah, hopefully you guys found this insightful. Doesn't look like I have anybody watching, so that's fine. Nobody needs to see what mediocre trading looks like. But I'm going to keep doing that, and let's just ride this cup out and see what happens. I'd like to consider myself a 1%er in the trading market, maybe a 10%er. But it's all about managing your emotions, your expectations, setting parameters, having a stop loss, not oversizing, not over trading. And right now is a great example that let's see if we can get a flush here in the next minute or two. It's just really consolidating. I don't see much for positive flow. I think I'll short around under the 20s. Let's see how we react around the 20s. Again, I don't feel great, so I'd like to probably take the day off, but I said I'd be here to show you guys the Gold Cup. I'm trading it. The Gold Cup. I keep calling it the Gold Cup. The Grand Cup. I think the Gold Cup sounds better, but maybe that's my years of playing Mario Kart or whatever. I think it was a Gold Cup. Yeah, we could get a little ambiance music going if you guys are up for that. Don't need it quite so loud. Cleffy, we're going with Cleffy. This guy's good, dude. Dropped this album. Seems to be his only album. A couple years ago, and I came across it, and I'm a big fan. Okay, there's some volatility. We have a report at 8 o'clock. Doesn't look like I have it turned on. I use Financial Juice. Looks like I accidentally closed it. We should have like a ISM. See how you're getting a lot faster movement here. This is my feed is trashly slow. Yeah, we just had ISM manufacturing PMI lower than expected, so here's how we might be able to break lower. All right, let's get
Order
short.
filled.
Let's get short. We can kind of handle a little bit of move up higher. Bought back, kind of touch that line. I wouldn't like it to get strong and go back in that area. Ugh, I don't like that. Ugh, see. Let's see.
Order filled.
Another 100 there. Kind of these 5-pointers are feeling good. I should have done that with both my accounts. I like that trade. Alright. I think we want to get short here, guys. Let's see if we can get some upward movement here, but I'm liking the short. Alright, I've got a target. I'm going to take a longer size short here. Let's see if we can get some...
Order filled.
Target is the 60s. Oh, that's the 90s. Let's see if we can get down here. We'll go 75. Okay, again, we want to have a little bit of a stop here. I don't want to get too caught off guard, so we're going to take, what did I say, 500? How's that look, guys? It's looking like a terrible trade setup, but... definitely tight. All right. I want to actually be at 140 on my stop. I don't know if I want to risk $600. Let's see if I can get an ad. I'd like to add around the 30s to the short. I'm going to move my stop to 142. If it goes there, it invalidates this trade completely, and I'll probably have to go long if we can get a close above the 140s. I'd like to hold out for another minute. Let's take a short if it's not there within a minute. There's some nice selling. Come on. If I add up here, if it gives me the opportunity, I would take off at the 90s. Let's see here. I'll add in the next 40 seconds. So I have time-based trades that I can explain to anyone if you guys have questions about it. But this is looking good. Looking good for continuation lower. Can you guys hear that? There we go. Let's go. All right, 1, 2, 2. All right, we can take a short now.
Order filled.
Okay, I want to add at the 90. Come on. Come on. That's not good. Come on. It's got a flush. There we go.
Order filled.
There's one. Go.
Order filled.
All right. I'm just going to take it. I love that trade. We are up $1,800. You can see here, came back into that level and faded. I still like the down move to the 60s here. But that 90 level was kind of a resistance area. $1,800, that's not bad. I mean, it's an unlimited amount. In a 50K, it's pretty, you know, you got $2,000 in drawdown and you're up almost 2,000. You can't really ask for more. Let's just keep watching though. So far I'm reading this market really well. Well, see, that was a nice little take here because now we're getting a nice little pop, but this might just be a good opportunity to short again. Oh, Strong move higher. Sometimes you just gotta have other levels and take your profits where you can. I don't. Strong move. Let's see what we get up here. Let's get up to the 40s. Usually I see this first move in the direction, like this. This usually gets sold off because so many people are jumping on the longs here, and then they'll just crush them. So I don't really like this until we get a close above the 40s. Well, if you don't like my trading, at least maybe you'll like my music. I kind of pride myself on listening to music that nobody else really listens to. But there is one song that he has that's very popular on TikTok, I guess. I've at least come across it. See if we can get a hold above 40s. It's kind of weak. Kind of like a short here. We're just not getting that move. Just looking at Amazon still holding that pop. I'm getting a little strength in Meta, weakness in Apple, Tesla, 470, that's strength. 280 and holding 207s in Nvidia. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can get above these 40s. All right, I took a loss. All right, we're getting above that 40 here. Got to close above 40s. Might be chop here now, boys. We got a low at the hundreds or so and upper at the 250, so 150 point range so far. Not huge by any means, not small either. Can't say I'm a huge fan of anything about Tradeify, but see if we can hold these 40s. So far, this is really clean. Kind of expecting some chop to come in. Here's where I was shorting. Let's see if we can get a bounce here. I'd like to see a little bit more retracement. Alright, I want to see us not go back down to the 95s. We go below 95 and I'm going to go short. So, yeah, I want to see some closure down here. This is where I took my last short. If I can get some strength in this area, then we're going to go long. But I can't have it go down to 95. Obviously, there's a good 10 points here to... There's that first short I should have. Hey, here we go. See if we get down to 95. Boom, we touched. I don't like this. All right, let's see if we get full pop. Don't like that. That's the short. I'm going to take a little bounce. See what I was saying though? I said that earlier. I said that first big move up is usually a fake out and they take it back. Because most people want to catch, a lot of traders, retail, like to catch the first move. They want to be first on the train. And you don't want to be first on the train with trading. So this is a really good lesson here. They put this, 50-point move higher and it's like, okay, that's the end of the selling. Nah, psych. Now we want to see if it will hold the 10s. If it gets back above the 10s, this might be a strength, but I wouldn't be surprised if we want to test these 60s. Like I said, that was an ultimate target of mine. Back below the 90s, I'm going to get short down to the 60s. Okay, we went up, back up to the 10s, not ideal. Okay, here we go. I think we're going to get a quick flush lower. Just going to take a quick little short here. Oh, not good. I don't like that at all. Getting a lot of chopping here.
Order filled. Order filled.
There we go. Caught a nice little quickie on a few funded accounts. Can't say I'm a huge fan, but this is what I kind of expected. There's that short.
Order filled. Order filled.
Shit. No, this isn't good. I needed to shit. Sorry, I'm taking some trades in my funded account. Just took a nasty hit in some big accounts, Tick Tick Trader. So need to just take a break here. Had a nice rebound, but I think here come the 60s.
Order filled.
I'm gonna go down
Order
to the
filled.
60s here.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, there's that target. Here comes the 60s. And target. Yeah. There it is. This is the 60s. So if you had a little bit more stones than me, you'd have been doing great. I just had some too tight of stops. Damn. Can't get upset about it. Sometimes you put your stop in the wrong spot. And here's the 60s I anticipated. We should go down to the 50s now. So if I had stayed short, stayed short here, I would have had some heat, but would have hit my target. But, I'm okay. I'm up almost $1,900. I can't complain. All right, here we go. We're headed towards that gap. So if we look, we opened in the 12s. And got a gap down here. As I said, did exactly what I anticipated. Fake climb up all night, give it away all day, and then we're back at the open. So it doesn't even look like we did anything. So market's just not really making any real moves. So you got to be cautious of that. Looks like Trump's speaking tonight. Jesus. We got people up 26,000. Yeah, I don't think 2,000's going to cut it. Let's see where the top 200's at right now. $5,000 in profit at top 200. I'm at 21st in Nutty Bars. Damn. It's just crazy to think, you know, people are doing that with real money. All right, we're almost to we're past the open now, guys, and getting close to the low. So I wouldn't be surprised if we fill this gap now. So be looking for gap plays higher. I'm gonna have to keep trading this account. I'm kind of tempted to just start a long in here. Damn. That short I had, it's one tick. I had a short on a funded account. I moved one tick above my stop. And then went to target pretty much immediately within 3 minutes. That went tough. Lesson learned though. Okay. We've gone below the open. Let's see if we can not go down to the 13 level. I'm gonna probably start to consider getting long. That was just an account I needed to flip. This is kind of what I wanted to see here. If we start holding this, guys. I'm going to take a long on my gold call.
Order filled.
It's early. Very early.
Order filled.
I'm going to take one off here. Just above my first entry. Oh, come on, boy. Don't do me like that. I don't think it will. That looks strong.
Order filled.
There we go. Got even lower basis there. There we go. Let's see if we can hit this. Catch the bottom. Let's try to lock in 2,000 profit.
Stop filled.
All right. We locked in 2,000. That's good enough for me. All right, guys. Let's recap. So not a lot going on. I'm happy with $2,000 profit. You know, these guys with 26 grand. You know, bravo. You clearly have taken it a little bit different of approach than I have. I'm treating it like real money because I do have some real money behind some of these trades, and that's fine. I'm super Gucci with that, and you know, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. And look, this is the move. Okay. I'm gonna probably just take it in a real account, and let's just hope that you know, I can continue this trend. I think $2,000 a day, that would be, you know, almost 20 grand for 2 weeks. I would hope that would qualify me, but maybe not. And look at this rip. Let's go ahead and show you guys. So I might have caught the absolute bottom there, which is fine. Sorry, got a lot of jumping around here. Look at that move. Okay, I was down in here, but this looks good. I'm actually gonna stay with it. Get a little pullback here.
Order filled.
I really like where this is diving up. So let's see if we can get up to 70s. I'll add if we come back down to this area. So let's do one more trade. Go.
Order filled.
Got it. All right, 2,100. That's good enough for me. I'm going to start trading real money. So we'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I might edit it and put in that I'm up a couple thousand. We'll see where I sit at the end of the day. Obviously, some people are hitting home runs already, but I'm going to just focus on my base hits. And, you know, looks like I called that bottom pretty well. And let's just try to play off of it and not get discouraged that I'm not just treating it like it's worth nothing. So, all right, dudes. Peace. Appreciate you guys.